Welcome to the Crust. It's very likely that several of you have already seen footage of this game from other content creators, but in case some of you haven't, the Crust is a colony management game currently in early access that incorporates elements from many other games, some of which I have videos of here on YouTube. If you are familiar with the genre, you'll probably recognize those elements yourself, but just to give my views, if you enjoy games like Factorio, Frostpunk, Ixion and Surviving Mars, you are almost certainly going to enjoy this one. This series is meant to be a relaxing playthrough for both you and for me, and it's just something that you can have on in the background as you relax, maybe even go to sleep, and I'll keep the episodes between 45 and 60 minutes. Also, I am recording this at the end of the week just before the music festival that I am volunteering for, which is the annual event in the city I live in, and since I will be very busy that week, I'm attempting to record several episodes before that so that I can have them released during that week, and then I will return to the game afterwards. You may also notice that this video scales up to 4K. I got a new 4K monitor, which is an Asus XG32UQ, if you're curious, and yes, that is an IPS panel, but I'm very happy with it, and I'm kind of avoiding OLED for now because of the burn-in issues, because I'm using my computer a lot, and OLED still has a little way to go when it comes to solving the burn-in stuff. So that's why I went with an IPS panel, if you're curious, but yep, I am very happy with it, that's the main thing. So now, in the first episode here, there's going to be a lot of chatting from the voice actors in the game, and for those of you who may have seen the Steam Next Week something, I don't remember the name of it, but there was a demo out earlier. The voice acting has been massively improved since then, so yeah. I'm going to leave that in for those of you who haven't seen the game in other channels, and for those of you who have, then there is a timestamp for when the tutorial ends, so you can just use that and skip ahead to there. And if you're interested in seeing the game's settings, then please take a look at the first episode of Wally 1169's series, which I've linked down in the video description. Now, with that out of the way, let's just click New Game and then start with the tutorial so that we get the storyline and all that. So, here we go, and then we have to look at the nice loading screen with a little tutorial thing here. And of course, Arthur C. Clarke's an Isaac Asimov quote.
HB11 capsule is delivered to the launch bed. Ready for ascent. Over. Copy that. Start the launch procedure.
Flight 1 is ready for launch. Over.
Launch control. Initiating countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Elevated to home station 1. Capsule HB11 has begun its ascent. Stand by to receive. Over.
Hook 1 to elevator, ready for receiving. Over.
Destination 1, base MT4. Docking gateway provision priority. Highest. Coast crossing route. Always in favor of HB11. Priority launch and landing has been approved by Crust.
Alpha team, get ready to head back home. Over. Watch yourself out there. Lunar night is coming. Stand by, Alpha team. We've got visitors.
Mayor Tranquilitatis Logistics to incoming transition. Please state your intentions. Over.
Walking the line,
Alice to MT Logistics. We have received clearance and hold a signed contract with Mr. Holloway for our mining operations in this designated sector. We're here to commence our activities as scheduled.
MT Logistics to Alice. We weren't informed of your early arrival. We've just finished building the elevator for your drones to access the underground facilities. At the moment, all the electricity is being used to charge the batteries as we prepare for night. We can't route power to the elevator right now. I suggest you keep your mining buddies in orbit for the next 2 weeks while we wait for the sun to come up, sweetheart.
We made it here right on schedule, but waiting for the next morning on the moon, a whole 2 weeks of downtime, is utterly unacceptable. This could jeopardize our entire mining contract. We need a better plan. And the name's Alice, not sweetheart.
Indeed. Just need to check something in the settings, because there's actually one thing, since this song... I have streamer mode on, so this song should be royalty free then. Okay.
Good afternoon, Director. This is Alice, your Vice President. We have a bit of a situation here, but I'm already on it. First, let's test our connection. Give this dialog box a click if you're hearing me loud and clear, then we can proceed.
Breaking the fourth wall there.
Connection solid. That's a start. Give me a few minutes to secure our landing clearance. Feel free to soak in the sights while you wait. I'm sure you have a great view of the moon from your orbital station. So, Robert, do we have a deal?
Let me be clear. A 2-week power outage equals job loss and a costly lawsuit for me. I don't care who you are, get Holloway on this. But no power for you and your toys until sunrise. We just don't have extra electricity right now.
Look, Robert, you and I got off on the wrong foot. Our drones were originally designed for autonomous construction and repair, and we've brought the necessary resources. Grant us landing permission, and we'll handle the power situation ourselves. This benefits both of us. More solar panels for you, and we could land our toys and get going. They also can handle the repairs. So, should I update Mr. Holloway on our successful collaboration?
All right, Alice. You have permission to land. Make sure your fancy drones don't break anything.
Director, it's your call. Permission to land has been granted. Show this Bob the Builder that we can fix this.
They're so sassy.
Choose a place to land the pods near the elevator. To do this, click on the notification on the left side of the screen and select an appropriate location.
Director, your primary responsibility is to ensure resource extraction and processing in our logistics hub on the Sea of Tranquility. Currently, it depends on external supplies. If you can address this issue, even partially, rest assured, we'll secure long-term contracts for you in the years to come. I personally vouched for your mission to the board. I'd hate to send you home with nothing. Better help me convince these old-timers that you are a promising team and your work is the future.
Absolutely, Mr. Holloway. Both the director and I are immensely grateful to you. Our focus is on establishing a long-term partnership, and we'll do our utmost to make it a reality. You can count on us.
I'm amused that the game doesn't tell you to unpause in all that chattering, though. We go.
To get started, select the required modules on the construction panel and place their holograms on the moon's surface. The drones will perform all construction tasks automatically. Director, place the holograms of solar panels on the highlighted sites. Our drones will pick up necessary resources and begin construction.
Now, you probably, if you're a new viewer and you're actually viewing this, you probably understand what I meant, that there is a lot of chattering. Now, you can see down here that there are some things you can do, and a nice thing is that you can just hold down shift and then you can just place several, and then on the final one I just release shift and it goes out of the build mode again. Let's just speed up things while they do that, because no reason to look at them going back and forth slowly.
Objective achieved.
Would you look at that? They've actually built them. Not a bad start at all. Alice, can you hear me? Your drones did a good job. Faster than I expected.
I'm amused that he's surprised that the drones did what they were supposed to do.
All the energy from these panels will go to you. But if you want to work at night, you need to take care of saving it now. For this, you're going to need some batteries.
Well, thank you for your unwavering faith in our abilities, Robert. And I hope we've convinced you that we know what we're doing. And now our suddenly efficient drones will be busy building batteries. Director, he's absolutely right. A night on the moon is almost 14 and a half Earth days without the sun, and we do need batteries. Build 4 of them next to the solar panels.
So the same procedure as we had earlier. Rotate, do that, just they look like the other ones. Put them down like this. I'm not sure why they have the spacing between them. I mean, we do have a lot of build area, that's true, but still the spacing seems kind of redundant to me. Oh, yeah, I also need to build the charging station, of course. That's here. Plot it down there.
Well, your drones really know how to build. Now use the wiring tool and connect the solar panels and batteries. Next, you just need to power up the elevator and you'll gain access to the underground level.
Switch to the utilities mode and select the wiring tool. You can right-click to quickly access the tool. Shift consecutive wiring.
Shift consecutive wiring. Okay. That is an amusing way of saying it. Now, I think you can just drag like that. I'm not a huge fan of doing that, so I just hold down Shift and click one by one. Let's see. I think everything's connected up, so we can just do that.
Now that everything is up and running, let's get down to business. Switch to the underground level by pressing Tab.
Ooh.
Great. To start mining, build the drone configuration module. The elevator transfers power from the surface to the underground level. No need to worry about that.
That's good at least. Okay, so we need the drone reconfiguration module. Alice, not configuration module. Put it, I'll put it there. The drone should be coming down to build it. Yep.
Now wire it to the elevator to power the module.
Never mind wiring up the rest of the stuff.
Pardon my curiosity, but how are you going to extract lunar regolith with cargo robots? I'm far from a robotics expert, of course, but it seems like we have more questions than answers at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's an excellent question, Robert, and I'd be delighted to answer it. However, I need to wrap up some things first. The drone reconfiguration module allows up to 5 drones to be converted into mining drones and vice versa.
Let's convert 4 drones as instructed.
Now let's have the drones excavate an area measuring 50 standard units. In the meantime, to order the drones to start the excavation,
Sorry about
you
that.
need to use the highlighting tool and mark areas for digging. Robert, to answer your question, our company has been providing repair and maintenance services for robotics and mining equipment for over 10 years.
Yeah.
We were involved in the development and maintenance of technology for lunar mining along with the first industrial expeditions to the moon, even before the construction of the space elevator and the full-scale development of the moon by mankind. And I'm pleased to inform you, Robert, that by pooling our vast experience, we have been able to develop and implement multifunctional drone technology that can be re-equipped for a variety of tasks.
The sus is real with this one.
Did I answer your question in enough detail, or should I send you a set of materials for review? I can throw in a set of coloring books especially for you, so you can quietly make your downtime in the workplace more enjoyable.
How nice of you, Alice.
All right, Alice, I get the hint. You do your job and I'll mind my own business. By the way, I'll grab a few coloring books as souvenirs for the kids. I'll be heading home in about 2 weeks. Director, I understand that I can be difficult at times, but your Alice is quite remarkable. She reminds me of my ex-wife.
We're all still on the same channel, Robert.
So, what's up with those coloring books?
I'll send them to your wife along with some flowers. She's not likely to get them from her husband.
Ooh, yeah. Here we go. Director, you have successfully completed the training and can continue the story campaign, or go to the main menu and choose another mode. Seek a balance between survival and exploration, experiment with different strategies, and lead our company to success. We are counting on you. Let's just continue campaign. So this should be timestamp after the little video we get now. And just a little tad of a thing that No, I'll actually leave it as a surprise and say it afterwards.
Wait. We're getting distress signals from everywhere. Director, the alert system isn't malfunctioning. We have to check.
Darn that Vol engine. Now we get a loading screen, so the game didn't crash it to load. Never heard about Hiromu Arakawa.
This is an emergency broadcast. We have detected an imminent asteroid collision with the moon's surface. We are currently assessing the extent of the damage and the number of casualties. At this moment, our teams are working tirelessly to restore communication with lunar outposts. For those still on the moon, be aware that we are mobilizing all available resources to assist you. Conserve your energy and ration your supplies until further notice. Additional information will be provided as the situation unfolds. Stay tuned for updates. Over and out.
I repeat, Crust has declared a state of emergency of the first degree. Commercial shipments and cargo landings are prohibited. All complexes, resources, and facilities on the moon are now under Crust control. All remaining facilities should switch to emergency frequency and report their status. Conserve energy and resources, and await further instructions.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised. I have not played through the game. I've played the game for 12 hours or so when I do this recording. So I was maybe 1/3 or 1/4 way into the tech tree, just so I knew what I was doing when I actually started recording. And I'm still going to make mistakes, rest assured. But I wouldn't be surprised if this asteroid actually wasn't an asteroid, but some kind of experiment akin to what we saw in Ixion. Since, well, it happened on the other side of the moon, which would be the one facing away from Earth, and Crust being a mega corporation, yeah, yeah. But if that is the actual story, I will be halfway amused, halfway a little bit disappointed, because, well, it isn't a very original one, if it is. But that doesn't take away from the fun of the game, though.
What's happening? Director, can you hear me? We're receiving reports that a meteorite collided with the moon and the state of emergency has been declared. Director, confirm you're on the line right now.
Oh, she's actually worried about me.
You could have done it more quickly and spared me the worry. Director, there's still no signal from the personnel of the base. I'll try again, but my hope is dwindling. Robert, come in. Robert, do you copy? Robert, damn it, come in.
Doubtful.
There appear to be no survivors. I'm glad you were on the orbital station when the collision happened. I suggest you stay there as long as possible. We should try to hold out until logistics with Earth are restored. Start with electricity. We still have resources and functional drones. That should be enough for a few solar panels and batteries.
Okay, so we need to get basic power up and running, so let's do that. You can see we have 12 idle drones. You can also see how many drones we have here. So let's start with, now we don't have medium solar panels anymore, we only have small. Let's build a couple of those. As I said, I don't really see the point of having the distance between the buildings, so I'm just gonna go with building them like that. Well, I'm having a space between like that might be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And speed up.
Judging by the seismic activity, the meteorite impact occurred on the far side of the moon. We're lucky it happened so far away from our mission, but the strength of the blast wave raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that all the head of the research department can say? Somewhere far away there was an explosion and we don't know the cause?
Because scientists are working with proven facts, not speculating on fragmentary evidence. Much more data would be needed to reach the conclusions.
I actually enjoy the SAS. These characters, they do have personalities.
We have electricity, but our resource reserves are almost depleted. We need to restore production as soon as possible. Let's start with repairing the elevator to gain access to the underground level. Then build a charging station for the drones. Make sure that elevator and charging station are connected to the power network.
That is a good tip. We can build the drone charging station here. And then we need to repair the elevator. You see there was an icon there. And then let's do the wiring.
Director, we're getting word of supply shortages from almost everywhere on Earth. The explosion cut off most of the supply channels from the moon. Millions of people are in need of resources, and we can satisfy that demand. Supplies used to run through the contract system, but it came to a complete halt after the explosion. We might be able to fix that.
Just let me build. Where do I want? I think I'll just place a power pole there. Now, one thing that I can say as a tip for beginners is that we have very limited smart concrete, steel and silicon at the beginning of the game. And one thing that the game doesn't tell you, but you have to see for yourself, is that a utility pole actually requires 1 steel to build. I'm not sure why it doesn't say.
The explosion destroyed everything on the surface, but there may still be mining modules underground. We need to go down and see what we have left.
Yeah, but it does tell you for everything else you want to build, and tells you the cost. It does tell you in here. So it's 1 smart concrete. That's some kind of AI concrete. And then 1 steel. But it doesn't tell you in the default interface you use to build stuff. So be mindful of that, actually. Let's go downstairs.
Director, we need to reconnect the power supply to the underground level. Connect the elevator and electrical pole with wires so we can see the scale of the damages.
I also like that the elevators, the power poles have built-in lights.
That's better. I see that we have a module to produce smart concrete, but we have an urgent need to resume production of steel and silicone. Director, I have an idea. First, convert 5 drones into miners, and we'll proceed.
The drone reconfiguration module.
Well, they didn't explain that.
We have smelting furnaces, but to start producing any resource, the relevant oxides are always needed. We will now mine them with the mining drones. Director, we have access to iron and silicone veins. Assign drones to mine the resources from the veins to supply the processing modules with raw materials.
Okay, so...
Enter excavation mode, and assign mining drones to mine resources directly from a vein.
So this is the excavation mode. We have 5, so let's do 3 on silicon and 2 on iron.
You can now watch mining drones extract the oxides, and working drones deliver them to the smelting furnace.
Yeah, that wouldn't be here and here. And this is why I put 3 on silicon and 2 on iron, because...
You can adjust the game speed by selecting...
Yes, because of the... we already have enough steel. But I had some issues when I was playing the first time where the drones just stood around looking stupidly at nothing and running out of power. They didn't run out completely of power, so they had enough battery to go and recharge, but I don't know what happened back then. It might have been patched since then, because the game had multiple patches. And that's one thing that I will give the developers. They are exceptionally good at pushing out patches. There's, like, when I'm recording this, there's been 3 patches in the past 12 hours, I think. Might be 2, because one of them, the notifications I got from Steam about transferring might have been cloud save. But as I was saying, I also like that the power poles have built-in lights. There are no lights per se to build. You just build power poles. We can speed this up. It takes 9 to 3. And it does 1 per minute. That's 20 seconds to produce 1. Because it just produces 1 at a time, and it takes 3 to 1 in 20 seconds. They've standardized everything to 1 minute, as far as I know, like 10 regolite to 2 smart concrete, 9 iron oxide to 3 steel.
Director, you can never have too much smart concrete, so it's worth spending time to produce it. For this purpose, we have a pressing module, which may not be the most efficient way, but it's good enough to start with.
So that's the building here.
The pressing module requires only regolith, which is a type of lunar dirt plentiful here. Assign mining drones to the evacuation so that we have the resources we need. Free drones will deliver the regolith to production themselves.
I have no idea who this Ratchet guy is or where he came from. But yeah, let's unassign the miner drones that we have on these veins, and then we need to well, I want brush size 3. We need to excavate regolite. What did he call it? Regolith. He pronounced it in a weird way. Let's turn the camera around so I can get this like that. Now they're mining it, and the drones that are still cargo drones, I believe that's what they are. Let's see, I can click one of them, I think. No, I can't. They are transporting the regolith that is left on the ground. Eventually, we're going to have regolith on the ground everywhere. They're dumping it in this, or they're dumping it in this bulk resource storage, which I noticed Wally called them buckets, and I think that's a good designation for them because they look like a giant bucket, so that's what we're going to go with. We are probably going to encounter some of the denser stone here, which we can't mine yet because we need research for that. I'll get back to the research later. You can see that there's 3 different colors of research up there, but we'll get to that when we get there. No need to do information overload. You can also see that everything has richness, so there is silicon, aluminium, titanium and iron, even in the regular regolith, which can be extracted or refined, I think. Yeah, it can be refined out. You get the these that can refine regolith into all kinds of oxides later on. But that's probably more than a few episodes away, to be honest. We need to produce 35 smart concrete. It does 10 to 2 in 1 minute, so that's going to be 5 minutes. I'm going to speed that up then. We can start excavating more. May notice that there's a different color. I'm not sure what that signifies. Like, this is orange and this is yellow. It might be that they have a priority going to do this first and then that. Because if I now do this, then that's kind of a lighter... There's a hint of red to it. Then it becomes green, and then it's greener. Even greener. No, now it's just green. I don't know. I think it is priority though. You can also do high priority, which is red, but we don't need to do that right now. Let's just have this at max speed so we can produce the smart concrete we need.
Director, here's the latest news regarding contracts. To resume shipments to Earth, we'll need to restore communication and significantly expand production. If we manage this in the near term, I'll negotiate an extremely lucrative contract with the aerospace company FASM. They've lost their supplier and are willing to pay generously for an urgent order. I'm still looking into the matter, but be prepared to devote all resources to this effort if you want to maximize the benefits. I'll return as soon as new information becomes available.
Now, this is money. Building power lines and belts and certain other things costs money in this game. And there's an extensive trading system for resources and contracts and emergency or urgent contracts, which give you high payment contracts. So you actually also have to manage your monetary situation in the game, in addition to the basic resources that we have here. We can expand this. These are all the resources that are in the game. So the most advanced ones are over here. Then I don't know why regolith is on here, but I guess this is the intermediaries. These are the basic ones. Then we have the intermediaries. Then we have the advanced ones here. That's how I read it, at least. And you can also collapse
that's
it.
A start. There should be enough smart concrete for the first time.
Good. For the first time of what? Yeah, here's the denser stuff that we can't mine yet.
Director, we have a message on the emergency channel. I'll put it on the screen.
Attention. This is Arthur Moore, commander of the Hope 2 orbital station. The station has sustained severe damage from multiple collisions. We have lost key control modules. A hard moon landing will occur in the coming weeks. Request assistance from anyone who hears this message. All crew members are ordered to take shelter in Block 4. I repeat.
The debris from the meteorite impact must have gotten Hope 2. I'm already contacting Crust to report it.
Director, my name is Clyde Draper, and I lead the Crust search and rescue operation. We are aware of the situation with Hope 2, and are already developing an evacuation plan. There's still a chance to restore resource mining and production at your facility, and it's in our mutual interest for you to assist us. We need a place to accommodate the rescued crew, and your base is the most suitable candidate for this. Crust will provide you with the necessary equipment and scientific resources to carry out the assigned tasks.
With all due respect, Director, I do not share your doubts. People are in danger, and if it's in our power to help them, we must do so.
She has a lot of sass, but she actually does care about people, it seems.
With all due respect, Alice, altruism has clouded your judgment. Crust is clearly asking for grant aid that we cannot afford right now. I suggest we focus on restoring production and resuming shipments to Earth, where resources are urgently needed right now. Also, I've negotiated a prepayment with FASM. We can use their funds if we start re-establishing the contract system now.
But all you care about is profit. If that's the case, think of the technology Crust will provide. It's worth as much as our base in its current state.
Do we pay a fair price for their technology? Don't forget, Director, by accepting Crust's offer, we will allow them to decide how our base is developed. We'll have to focus on the construction of the living quarters and postpone the expansion of high-tech manufacturing and investigation of the meteorite case.
Crust is going to accommodate the surviving Hope 2 crew members at your base in exchange for equipment and technologies for us to carry out a rescue mission. If you accept Crust's offer, you will lose access to the FASM contract, for which the corporation is willing to pay upfront.
Now, I believe that we are not allowed to do this one, because I tried doing that when I played the first time, and then it pushed me back until I had to do this. However, yes, this is high difficulty, and it's a work in progress, but that is the storyline, so I don't want to take the chance that we're going to that might have been a bug and that they have patched it. So I'm just going to click on I'll accommodate the station crew at my base, which will give us 60 of each science type for 180 days instead of 100,000 credits and access to the contract system, because that is the storyline and that's what I want to show you guys. So
good choice. You need to establish contact with the station, assist the commander with the evacuation, and then transport the team to your base. You should have living quarters suitable for sustaining life by then. Begin preparations for the construction of the living quarters immediately. It is a complex and resource-intensive structure, so maximize and optimize production so you're ready when survivors arrive. In summary, your main tasks are: contact the station and ensure the transport of the crew to your base. Construct a residential facility with life support systems. We will send a research plan and transportation for search and rescue operations shortly.
We've barely recovered from the explosion. Now our base is just a couple of mining and processing modules. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to save the crew, but it'll be almost impossible in such a short amount of time. We definitely can't do it alone. I will send a request to colleagues and inform you when new information becomes available.
Indeed, the timing's not ideal. However, we still have the ability to break down the task and move towards our goal with small steps. First, we need to ramp up production. Living quarters will require a lot of resources. We have smelting furnaces, but we need extractors and refineries to extract oxides from mined regolith.
So now we get to...
Crust has handed us the research plan, and we're ready to begin. Research underground mining and place 2 extractors on the iron and silicon veins.
So, as I was about to say, now we are allowed to build miners on these deposits. One very important thing is to not waste research. You can see that we now have an income of 100 orange research, which I believe is engineering. The blue should be... we can actually go into research. Yeah, fundamental, that's blue. Engineering is orange and social is green. There are various ways we will get these research things, but they are limited. So you can see that it says D400 after the hourglass there. We get 100 for 400 days of income of this. So if we don't do research, then it's going to be lost. And the game will warn you, wasting research. I don't think it does that now because it just says no research selected at the current moment. But let's go pick up something to research. I think we will go with the conveyor Mark 1 because we definitely need conveyor belts. That's going to be very quick though because it's 160 and we make 100 per day. It's less than a day. Whereas you can compare that to... we don't have any income for this, so... See here, 2,350. It gets very expensive as we get down into the tech tree. We also have a queue, so there are 5 technologies in the queue. Any technology that's put into a technology, even if you remove it from the queue, it's already in there, so if you then put it back into the queue, what you have put into it will be retained. So let's go with the conveyor belt. We also need the regolith refinery. Well, we also need the underground mining. So let's actually do it in this order. Underground miner, conveyor belt, and refinery. And then we also do need the geophysical prospecting so that we can detect ore veins. There we go. So that means that I don't think we can, we can't build the regolith extractor that we can build on these yet. I do want to widen out this a little bit so that we can actually get through here. I'm going to use the eraser on this. This is fine actually. Then we have this part here. We can just use the eraser and remove all of this because this is basalt. I think it's basalt. So it's harder rock. It also gives rare earth minerals. We'll need that for there's basalt there as well. Okay, let's go 3 there. Let's remove that. No, that way. And we can also use the eraser. Speed things up.
Research complete.
So if you click the research complete, you'll see what you have researched. If you do not do that clicking, you will not see what you have researched, just so you're aware of that. Now we've already got a queue, so I don't need to go into researches here. Let's go ahead and get a regolith extractor up and running. You can see it's the backside of the miner that needs to be overlapping the cells of the deposit. We'll put that there.
Don't forget that extractors need electricity.
Yeah. We'll put this here. And here comes the part about the power poles that I mentioned, or utility poles, I probably should say. Let's take a wire straight out. No, actually, let's not do that. Because I don't think... Oh, it is actually. Oh, then we can take a... And that should link up with that one. It does. That's not an ideal position for the power pole. I would like it there. Let's mine away that. Let's actually do that as high priority. And then we do the same on the other side. The elevator itself has 10 power connections, whereas a utility pole has 4 without technology. That's close enough. I don't want to waste more steel than necessary for the time being. There we go. speed things up. Okay, I'll need to go into research now. Now we do have the geophysical prospector, so it'll be fine. We have 3 mining drones idle, so let's just go ahead and drag them to mine out this. I do believe there is basalt in here somewhere. As soon as the power is up and running, this thing will start to mine regolith, what we are actually mining from the walls. But this regolith is very high in iron, whereas the regolith we mine from this one is very high in silicon. There's basalt up there. See, we're already down to 15 steel.
The data that the extractors have started mining. Now, finish the research and build 2 regolith refineries for producing iron and silicon, respectively.
We are also running very low on power. We have 116,000-ish, and it's going down quickly, but it's nearing daytime again. One of the things that we really want to do quickly is to get more power up and running.
Director, place the regolith refineries.
So the game wants us to put the regolith refineries down here. Behind these smelting furnaces. That's the wrong one. We need the refinery. Note that this has an input and an output for slag. You can chain them together so the slag can go through them. I'm going to put these... I think there is good. Then we'll put...
regolith refinery extracts the necessary oxides from the regolith by thermal treatment. The process leaves slag that can also be used in production.
Oh, and we'll move this later on. We have 5. We can reconfigure them again. Now we need belts. I'm just curious if it's going to... Yeah, we're going to get a tutorial for that as soon as these are done. We're running dangerously low on steel. Yeah, and all these also need power. We'll set...
Single regolith refinery is a mono-refinery that can only produce one type of oxide at a time. Be sure to select the recipes for iron and silicon oxide to start production.
This one, we go here and we click iron oxide, and on this one we go here and we click silicium oxide actually. Objective cheat.
Director, a conveyor belt will speed up production and eliminate the need for drones in resource delivery. I advise you to keep an eye on this technology.
I've already researched it, Professor.
You heard him, Director. Now we have a steel production chain, but we can increase its efficiency by connecting the modules with conveyor belts. It will reduce the load for drones and speed up production. Exactly what we need right now.
The next here is to automate that. I just skipped that tutorial because I know how to build a conveyor belt. So we want that to go there, then continue and input there. You see this costs 6,750. Build all, and you just boom, it's there. The silicon one is more annoying. I'm going to go along with the power poles here. Select build all. This thing doesn't have power because we do not have enough output of our batteries. Let me show you that. Each battery can output 10, so we have an output of 50 currently, but our consumption is maximum at 80, which means that we have a deficiency of 30. Now we also want to hook up that to there, and that to there.
Director, we managed to dispatch the research rover scout. It's essential for your next mission. Examine the satellite repeater and make contact with the Hope 2 crew. Mr. Ratchet will help you sort out the controls. You're free to use data that will help with the mission. Some of it will expedite the research. Professor Wilfrey knows what to do with it. However, remember that all ship logs, crew records, and other materials related to the incident are the property of Crust. Your company has no authority to examine this information.
Yeah, that is very suspicious.
Ratchet, have you heard the news? Crust put you in charge of the new toy. We don't have much time to contact the crew, so helping the director get the rover to the repeater is your top priority.
Not only did we lose almost all of our equipment, but we also turned out to be the last hope for Crust and the Hope Station. Anyway, Director, we're in a hurry. Land the cargo pod with the rover and we'll proceed.
Land it here. These are just resources lying around on the ground, in case you guys are wondering about that. And we can't tear down these until we have the salvaging technology, so... salvage research required.
Horizon 6. Almost everything has been modified. Only the hull is original. There's serious hardware there. Even Crust doesn't have much like it. Send it off base and see what we can find with it.
Need to send that outside of the base. You can see this is giving us scientific... it can give us up to 80 fundamental and 80 engineering. Depletes after some time. Let's just speed up and allow it to leave the base area.
Director, our energy reserves are almost at zero. The moon has a long day-night cycle. Make sure we have enough solar panels to charge the batteries during the solar phase. In the event of an urgent power shortage, modules with low priority are the first to be disconnected from the network. You can manually disable modules that are not needed at the moment to optimize consumption.
We'll get to that when needed. So the repeater is up here. We need to send our rover up there and investigate.
Attention. This is First Vice President Alice Vance speaking. We have received equipment and coordinates and are beginning a rescue operation as per Crust directive. Our mission, to safely evacuate the crew of Hope 2 and get them back to base in one piece. By this time, habitable living quarters must be completed. Director, you need to send a rover to the repeater and contact the station crew. Professor Wilfrey, please request Crust life support technology. Ratchet, we're going to need a cargo truck for crew transport. Take care of it for us. Personnel on Earth to proceed under new directives issued by your immediate supervisor. Over.
And there we go. So we have 11 days to examine the repeater, and I already sent the rover off. As I said, we should not waste research, and currently you can see there are exclamation points here that tells us that we are actually wasting research points. So it should not just say that, but okay. Let's have a quick look here. We do need a components factory.
We cannot rely solely on Crust to deliver all the equipment. We need to prepare ourselves. We need a cargo truck to deliver the crew, and we need it now. Ratchet, any ideas?
We can try to fix this piece of scrap metal. It's a Pathfinder 3B, an outdated model, but it has increased maneuverability and payload capacity. Just what we need.
Yeah, so there's an old truck somewhere here that we can repair. There it is. We can repair that. We need 45 steel and 2 components for that. But I just want to look at our technologies. We don't need the upgrade just yet, nor do we need the multi-regolith refinery. So I think we're going to go with no. That's also fine for now. Let's go over to the fundamental. The game will instruct us to research the landing platform. Medium solar panels, we can't really build those yet anyways, so that's also a little bit of a waste. I'll just start the landing platform and I'll do the... No, I won't. Yeah, I will. And then we'll do the components factory. So what's going to happen now is that since this only takes blue, this is actually kind of neat. Let me unpause the game quickly. You can see now there's going to be arrows or lines coming in. So this one is now taking orange because it's the topmost tech that requires engineering research. And this is the top one most tech that needs fundamental or blue research. And the same if we put in a green one. If we had green research, then there would be a green line into this now because none of these two requires green. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap up the episode here. And in the next one, we will just continue building up our base with a primary focus on getting up more solar panels, hopefully before it turns night again. And we might also need some more batteries, but silicon is the primary thing we need for that. So yeah, with that, I will. Yeah, I have been so long that I've actually forgotten how to do a proper outro. So let's try to do a proper outro.